and any more of that will kill me, goodness me. No. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How lovely to see you all. And how good of you to come out just before the sun goes over the yard arm. I'm very gloomy, am I? That's okay. Just before the sun goes over the yard arm. Though I suspect for some of you, looking at you, that sun set some while ago, didn't it? Nanny always used to say, "Piss before 6, dreadful state by 8. She wasn't the best of nannies, I suppose. Certainly not her best after 8 o'clock of an evening. No. For those of you that don't know me, I am Miss Myrtle Throgmorton, OBE. Still pending. I'm sure the dear late Queen mentioned it before she died. But she'd hardly said it afterwards, could she? No. But it's not come through. And this little amuse-bouche is something to whet your appetite before you go and see a proper comedian. It's called Myrtle Throgmorton. I like to say my name often so that I can remember it. Myrtle Throgmorton, me and Parky. And I do hope that your bouches will be amused. But those of you who are expecting Michael Parkinson or something about Michael Parkinson are going to be dearly disappointed. This is not the kiss and tell expose of our steamy relationship. No. In your dreams. Well, in mine, anyway. No, it's a curious thing, but those of you that have known me for a wee while will be surprised that I have never married. I don't know why. I've never quite found my Mr. Right. I know that marriage isn't everything. It isn't all guns and roses, as they say. Is that what they say? Is that the expression? Guns and roses? Apparently, yes. What purest marriages you have, yes. No, not all guns and roses, but a little squeeze every now and then wouldn't have gone amiss. I've missed all that sex. But I'm very happy to tell you that tonight I have found my Mr. Right. And he is you, sir. That's a surprise for you, isn't it? Yes. Surprise for me, too. No, I jest, don't worry. No, I have found my Mr. Right. Actually, though, are you married?
Yes.
Are you married to the woman beside you?
Yes.
Good, I didn't want a Coldplay incident. That would be... No. Lucky we got away with that one, then. Yes. No, I say I have found my Mr. Right. But actually, to be honest, he has found me. He has singled me out, well, sort of. And I think I can say, without contraception, that I can highly recommend him. He is a physician, a professional man, and his name is known the world over. And he singled me out and got me weak at the knees, and several other places, to tell the truth. The only fly in the connubial ointment, which sounds like something you get for a rash, doesn't it? Down there, yes. The only fly is that, like Michael Parkinson, he's dead, yes. He died in 1820 something or other, but he has just, like a bolt from the blue, the other day he turned his attention on me, and I feel very singled out. I do hope some of you are taking some notes here, because this isn't all nonsense. It's like one of those tad talks, you know, a tad long and a tad boring, but could be a tad interesting. I have a habit of heading off down rabbit holes. So before I begin, is there anyone here called Donald? Anyone? Anyone prepared to be my Donald, the disruptor? I have a rabbit here, somewhere in my shopper. Just talk among yourselves while I find. Here we are. Fine, there we are, it's rabbit. Who's prepared? Are you, sir? Would you be my Donald the disruptor?
Absolutely. So
whenever I head off down a rabbit hole, would you wave it about?
Yes.
The rabbit, yes, good. Because this show is what you might call formless, without form, a bit like me, and indeed without restraint, also very like me. Do you find the filter turns off as you get older? What passes through my mind occasionally comes out of my mouth. Quite often, actually, yes. So I've been told that I'm not to have any agenda, or any gender. I'm not to talk about gender, so there is no agenda in this programme, and I shall be flying by the seat of my not inconsiderable pants. But you're not to be sniffed at, Donald, or whatever your name is, yes, get ready with that rabbit, because we're going to need that quite a bit. So, I'm going to tell you about my Parkinson, the other Parkinson, Dr. James Parkinson. You've all heard of the gunpowder plot at Guy Fawkes, haven't you? How many of you heard of the pop gun plot? Anybody heard of the pop gun plot? Oh, just sit back, I'm going to enlighten you. This is enlightened Edinburgh, but this is new for you. In 1790 something or other, some gentlemen chose to take a pot shot at King George III, the king, to try and kill him by means of a poisoned dart fired from a pop gun. They didn't succeed, obviously. But one of their number, there were 3 of them, but one of their number was thought to be my Parky, Dr. James Parkinson. He refused to give evidence and was never charged, which is an interesting way of applying the law, really, I think. I think if they did that now, we'd clear the backlogs in the courts like an instant, wouldn't we? You know, don't want to give evidence, fair dues, next case, case dismissed. Anyway, by the way, I get all my information from Wikimedia, which is a very, very useful website. But a word of warning, when surfing the interweb, a friend of mine was looking up when she was cooking, and she looked up Turkish delight. Don't. And speaking of sweet treats, never ever Google instant whip. Anyway, yes, quite right, yes. They might be busy tonight, I feel, yes. So that my James Parkinson had a zealous youth, and he was a bit of a radical actually. He was a critic of government, he liked the French Revolution, and he was a supporter of the underprivileged. But after that zealous youth, he settled down, had 8 children, busy boy, and a very weary wife, I imagine. And he jotted down some medical observations in a work he called An Essay on the Shaking Palsy in 1817. I got that one right. Well done me, I don't get many dates right. 1817, An Essay on the Shaking Palsy. It wasn't an entirely original idea. A Greek called Galen had come up with the shaking palsy in 2 AD. Am I allowed to say AD nowadays, Anno Domini? I think our Lord might have been. Has it been cancelled? I think it might have been. What do we say nowadays instead of AD? Is there something else we have to say? No, just AD? Good. Oh well, he hasn't been cancelled then, that's good to know. Anyway, Shakespeare himself mentioned it. He mentions it in Troilus and Cressida and Julius Caesar and the Scottish play we don't talk about. And some say that Shakespeare himself might have had it. The clue's in the name, I think. The clue's in the name. But it seems that my James was a modest man. It's a nice trait, modesty. And he didn't have the audacity to give his name to the disease itself. No. Nanny always used to hate a show-off. She said little boys who blow their own trumpets might just go blind. Was that what you said? Something very like that, anyway. No, it wasn't until 60 years after my James died that a Frenchman, the father of modern neurology, whose name escapes me, Monsieur Thingamabob, anyway, he called it shaking palsy, Parkinson's disease, and now we know all about it, and it's known the world over. And I have to say that James was a marvel to have spotted the common symptoms. It is the real Heinz 57 of diseases. There are way more than 57 symptoms. Is it a disease, actually? I don't think it's catching, but anyway, there's a whole smorgasbord of symptoms, a real pick and mix. And if you go into a room full of people with Parkinson's, PWP as we're called, it sounds a little bit like weapons of mass destruction, WMD, doesn't it? I don't think we're inherently dangerous, but we are profiteroling. And no, we're not. We're not profiteroling. Proliferating, that's the one. Proliferating. There are 153,000 of us in the UK now, and in the next 5 years, they reckon there'll be another 20,000. And the thing about it is that if you went into that room, we would all be completely different and completely unique. I mean, does anybody here have Parkinson's or know anybody with Parkinson's? Well, you all know me, for goodness sake, so you should all have your hands up. Yes, no, it is an extraordinary thing. Yes, so as you can tell by my attire, I like to be in vogue, if not exactly in season, by the way. But no. And Parkinson's is very much bang on trend. Everybody who's anybody's got it. You know, Michael J. Fox has got it, Neil Diamond has it, Linda Ronstadt has it, Ozzy Osbourne, of course. Billy Connolly has it, he's quite cheery about it. Jeremy Paxman has it, he's not, but he wasn't before he started, so that's hardly a surprise. Adolf Hitler has it. Robbie Williams' father and mother-in-law have it, and quite a lot of people here, so we're in very good company. Very good, apart from Adolf, of course, we'll just ignore him. And also, in honour of this attention from Dr. P, I don't know whether you spotted this actually, some of you know, I've had work done. Have any of you noticed that? I have, honestly. Let's see if we can guess. Does anybody think what I've had done? Anyone think? My lips? No, I was standing at the back of the queue when lips were given out, apparently. Yeah. I'm not a great fan of that goldfish look. No, it's not really very attractive, is it? No. Mick Jagger's got a lot to answer for, I feel. My chest, my paps? No. They had a brief, useful moment. There was sort of Barbara Windsor phase in the 1970s, but now their main job is to catch food. They're like a built-in pelican bib. Well, you wouldn't know about this because you're young, but you'll get that. It's like a built-in pelican bib, a sort of drip tray, mementos of your last few morsels. What about this one? My bahookie. Have I had a butt lift? Have a look at this. This is what I call my London derriere. No, not a bahookie. You can tell it's all mine. It doesn't look like it is, but it's all mine. No, I'm going to tell you because you're never going to guess, and it's very subtle. I have had a new knee. Here it is. Thank you. Pretty much like the other. You can't even tell which one it is. One bigger than the other, actually. And the joy of it is that it sets off the alarms in airports. And I do so enjoy the pat-downs. I think that's why they call it frisking. It makes me a little frisky anyway. I introduce my new knee as if it's something unusual, but like Parkinson's, it's very in vogue. I mean, reconstruction is all over the place. I mean, anybody here had a new hip, or a knee, or a bahookie? Anybody going to admit it? Yes, there are a few hips and knees around. There's one at the back there. A bahookie? No, I haven't had a bahookie in yet. No, or lips, actually. No, it is extraordinary. Oh, whilst I remember, I have to say a disclaimer. I call this nonsense a personal journey, which is an abhorrent expression. Everything's a journey nowadays, isn't it? You know, on my journey, on life's journey. Why don't we just call it life? It's life, I think. I do agree with Robert Louis Stevenson that it's better to journey, hopefully, than to arrive. And when I eventually arrive to meet my maker, God will be standing at the pearly gates to meet me, of course. He's dying to meet me. I will have done the dying, obviously. But also there will be my orthopaedic surgeon, my denture maker, my pacemaker maker. There'll be a whole line of makers. Because we're not exactly as we were when we started out, are we? Perhaps we were always God's prototype, God's work in progress. That would explain varicose veins and hairy lugs. And those rather untidy dangly bits, gentlemen. You know, those loose ends. Oh, fun fact, while I remember it. We're born without kneecaps. Did you know that? Did some people know that? We don't have them at all. They grow with us. They do. They grow with us. It's just something to ponder, like whether Adam and Eve had tummy buttons. Think about it. Think about it. They do in the pictures, but I don't think they were done from life in the Garden of Eden, unless the serpent was a bit of an artist and more a Caravaggio than a cobra. No. Oh, sorry. The rest of that disclaimer, I almost forgot it. I call this personal journey, the thing that I call life, personal, because the personal bit is this is how Parkinson's has taken me, and it's my take on Parkinson's, and it may be very well different from anybody else's. There. I think I've lost your attention now. I probably have, haven't I? Yeah, I digressed a little bit. We always say about youngsters losing attention, you know, all those screens and WhatsApp and Twitter and all those things, all those platforms. Platforms are for trains, not for trains of vacuous thought, goodness sake. But we're not much better, actually, really. I mean, once we've mastered a smartphone, which some of us have almost got, or the remote control and the fact that you can have television on demand, we're really not much better. Our attention goes, and it's very difficult in a hot room when you've had it. Thank you, yes, keep me there, yes. Well done. I'll get back on track in a moment. Thanks very much, sir. I didn't even ask your name, Donald, but just call you Donald the whole time. Our attention does go. You have a very long sit. I say that gently or carefully because my teeth are new. Nanny always used to say, if you've got ants in your pants, you might as well dance. Well, she said dance, of course, but you get the gist. So I think, even though you've not been here very long, we'll have a little boogie just to shake things around, because PD makes you very stiff. So do it in your seat, in your head, standing up, whatever you want to do. But I used to be quite a groovy mover, but since I've been dancing with Parky, I'm not quite as good as I was, so I'd appreciate the help. So give it louder, would you? For goodness sake, I got the hippie shakes. Yeah, I got the shakes. I got the hippie shakes. Oh, I can't sit still with the hippie shakes. Oh yeah, I feel my feet with the hippie shakes. Yeah, in the back. not in the script. The device spontaneously combusts. Could someone grab a fire extinguisher? Let's have a little drink. Goodness me, that was fun and hot. Some of it was very hot, but you guys are missing it. But, no, lovely. Did I lose anybody? No, I didn't. I've got everybody here. I'm a little bit lost myself, actually. Wait a minute, I've got a list. No agenda, but I have got a list somewhere. Oh, here it is. What I now call my breast pocket. There we are. Yes, now, I'm going to ask you, madam, what's your name? Betty. Would you read it from the top in a minute for me, so we can just check where we are and I'm in the right place? Hang on for it for a moment, though, Betty, because I've just got something else to say. What was I going to say? Oh, yes, another quick thing about Googling, just while I remember it. Be very careful with knobs and knockers and looking for door furniture. It's very, very, very tricky. Right, Betty, give me from the top. Where have we got to? So start from the top. I can tick them off and go back if we've missed something. Well, welcome, we did that. Good start. Next one? Al. AI, I think, probably. I think I may have missed AI. Did I miss AI? Yeah. What a shame. I was going to tell you, I'll tell you about AI. We were going to talk about Michael Parkinson and the fact that his son is bringing his son back to life using AI. That's extraordinary what they can do with AI nowadays, isn't it? I mean, they can, make medical research done in seconds, megalomaniacs taking over the world, older actors playing the younger selves, all to the magic of AI, artificial insemination. Extraordinary. And in the case of Michael Parkinson, of course, posthumous artificial insemination, which is a dreadful thought. Get your rabbit, get your rabbit. Back to the Pop gun, we've done that. Symptoms, got that, I think. Vogue, did that. Work done, yes, did that. Disclaimer, did that. Yeah, we've done that. Isms, that's where we are. Thank you very much. Thank you, isms, yes. Yes, so isms. Do I do anything topical about Edinburgh, Kingdom Brunel? I don't think I do, right? No. Oh, isms, I remember. Everything is an ism nowadays. It used to be an ology, then it was briefly a gate, but now it's an ism. If you think about it, there's racism, sexism, Trumpism. The one that doesn't work for me is ageism. It's so vague and such a loose term, and I do try to avoid being loose whenever possible. Yes. So everything, racism is targeting racial prejudice. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Sexism is very complicated nowadays, so we'll just leave sex on the shelf with me. Trumpism is totally tonto as far as I'm concerned. But ageism is a loose, vague term, and I think it's usually applied to older people, like me. I don't mind being called an old person, because on the outside, that's what I am, but inside, I'm 27. Just because I've got grey hair and saggy tickly bits, doesn't mean I haven't got a brain or a sense of humour. And that's ageism. But all that I said about concentrating and platforms and screens and all that I said about young people, that's ageism too, and they have just as much reason to complain. I mean, have we got anybody in here under 40? Donald's under 40, I think. Anybody else? You're under 40? Yeah, quite a few of you. Good, that makes a change. We usually have one. Maybe dragged here. So all that I was saying, that was pretty patronising, wasn't it? About your lack of concentration. It is. The thing is that ageism isn't really a thing. We're all aging, and we're all of a certain age. And the big reveal, we're all going to die. The only certainty in life is that birth is fatal. This is very cheery comedy, isn't it? No, dear, sorry, no. I saw a woman get on the bus the other day, at 60 if she was a day, and she asked for an adult ticket. I mean, how extraordinary. I'm going to try that. Have you been on the buses in Edinburgh, by the way? They are marvellous. They are the closest I will get to pole dancing. As you go down the hill over the cobbles, and you're screeching along, you swing from pole to pole, round it if you can. I haven't tried that one. When you get to the stop, you have some impromptu grinding. Because you've arrived. It's absolutely marvellous. Not exactly sex on a stick, but it's quite energising. Yes. I think we better go back to that list, Betty. What have I got on the list now? Where's your rabbit? Oh, do's, don'ts in the pandemic. That's about as topical as Edinburgh, Kingdom Brunel, isn't it? 5 years ago now, but we were remarkably compliant, even when we discovered that those who made the rules broke them, like the aptly named Matt Hancock with his wandering hand and... Yes, yes. Oh, somebody left their phone on. Could you just have... Is it here? Is it here? Oh, it's mine! Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, it's mine. It's my alarm for my pills, sorry. I have to take my pills 4 hours apart, and 1 hour before food, and 1 hour after food. And apparently now, wait a minute. Here we are. Just talk among yourselves for a second. Betty can tell you what else I missed out, probably. Hold on. Just chat. Just chat. I just need to take one. Otherwise, I'll just wind down like an old gramophone, which would be a pity. Back to knees again. The other reason why I have the new knees is I'm hoping to go to the Olympics in 2028 in Los Angeles. I was in the Olympics in Paris. I was in the synchronized swimming team, which is very, very niche. I didn't medal or podium, neither of which are verbs, but we'll let it pass. And, in Los Angeles, I'm hoping to be in the women's stick and flick event, which is a new event for middle-aged women, mostly in tweed. And what they have to do, they have to hunt for very well camouflaged ordure, which is a fancy word for dog poo, in the undergrowth. And then they have to flick it in the woods. It's sort of woodland hockey rather than field hockey. Like gymnastics, points are awarded for distance, style and panache, but unlike gymnastics, they are discounted for carelessly disregarded poo bags. Yes, no. I'm hoping to make that. I used to call this show a one-woman show, but before I've always had 2 lines on stage, in case I pegged out, because there's nothing worse than having a stiff on stage, so I was lucky I took my pill. But I must say, it is rather a big stage, and I'm feeling a bit lonely. I wonder if you might be able to help me out. I haven't changed and been called a game bird. I don't think I've ever been a bird, except for maybe Parky's now. But, well, I was actually, that's true. I did caper at a ceilidh, so I've maybe once been a caper ceilidh, and occasionally a grouse or a snipe. Never ever a shag, though. So bird doesn't really fit, but game does. I love a parlour game. And they were going out before the pandemic, and now I think they're almost lost now, which is a real pity. But do you remember Kim's game? Do you remember that one? Nanny used to put out a tray, and she put lots of bits and pieces on the tray, and we had to remember them all. And then she covered it with a cloth, and then she stealthily took one thing away. Do you remember it? Yes. And then she'd take off the cloth, ta-da! And we'd have to remember which one had gone. Sheer nail-biting excitement. Absolutely. Absolutely thrilling. We had a marvellous youth before those screens, you know. Well, the other one I did rather like was Are You There, Moriarty? You remember that one? Good heavens. You had a rug on the floor, and Nanny used to blindfold 2 of us, and then give us what can only be really called clubs, made out of rolled up newspaper, very hard. And one of them would say into the darkness, Are you there, Moriarty? And the other one would have to reply, yes or no, while rolling away to avoid being beaten about the head quite hard. The health and safety officer says we can't play that one tonight. It's too dangerous, apparently, but it never did me any harm. No, absolutely none. You play a lot of ping pong if you've got Parkinson's. I don't think it's just for the alliteration. I think it's for hand-eye coordination and concentration and whatnot. If I could get my bat out, I could show you how skillful I've become in it. I've become really quite skillful. I like improving at something at this age. So let's see how good you are with your hand-eye coordination. So, have the lights up a bit, see if you can catch these. Hold on, here we go. Catch! Oh, very good, cool. Catch! Well done. Try and hold on to your balls, don't drop them, because we'd hate to have them all over the floor, because they're a trip hazard. I have one in the front here. Oh, there we go, there's one. One right down there. Oh, one more, see if I can get beyond the wind. Right, who's got a ball? Well, no, hold on to your ball, hold on to your ball, or give it to somebody else. You give it to the person beside you. Well done, my volunteers, that's tremendous. Would you like to come out and just show us how to play? Brave. Can I just take your names just so we know who we've got? Good.
Jamie.
Jamie. Bella. Lucy. Chris. Ali. Well done, all of you. Very brave of you to come out. I'm going to tell you about 3 games, and it's like one of those premium rate phone calls. You need to listen to all 3 options before you make your decision, okay? So the first one is I'm rather keen on this one, is the key on the string. Do you know this one? So if I could reach, would drop it down your clothes, Jamie, and then up yours. Sorry, that was rather rude. Up yours, Bella, and then Lucy, up, down, right to the end of the line. I don't really know why we did it, to be honest. I'm trying to remember what the point was. Perhaps we shouldn't play that, because we played it yesterday, and it was hours before we got them untangled, long after closing time, so maybe not that one. The next one is the whispery one. It's now called Lost in Translation. I whisper something to you, somewhere down here, in your ear that's at your waist, and then you pass it down the line, and it goes from being something vaguely funny to being witty and amusing. Bit of pressure there for you, yes. So it turns into something. So that's the whispery one. And the third one's my favourite. This is the orange under the chin. So you put an orange under your chin. We played all these before COVID, so you know, it's quite intimate. No, you haven't started yet. But actually, if you really want, it's quite difficult with that big orange. So I have an option. You can have a little orange too. You can make a choice which one you want. So yes, and I like that one because it is rather intimate. It's the closest I ever got to any rumpy-pumpy. No, so have a chat amongst yourself while I get out my maracas, and then tell me which one you want to do. We thought we might ask the audience, but I think that's not fair. I think we'll let you decide which one you want to do. You can talk loudly. The audience can talk to each other, make a decision which you want.
I think the key one's actually. What does everybody else think?
So, what's the vote?
Well, general consensus is the orange.
The orange.
The crowd has decided.
Right, okay, well done the crowd. I think big orange or little orange? Little orange. Both oranges. We might try them both. We'll get one going, then we'll get the other one going. Good, okay. So, if you're ready, and we get some music to cover you, well done. Not to go with the key one. We did the whispery one on Monday with some people who were so deaf we have hours saying everybody said. Well done, thank you very much. I'm going to give you, like Crackerjack, you all get a Throgmorton pencil. Should we try that? A Throgmorton pencil. Well done. Thank you very much, Jamie. Thank you, Bella. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Chris. And thank you, Ali. Sorry. Well done. Give them all a round of applause. Well you can go back now. I'll find it later, thank you.
I came up because I was so excited to be in a ping pong show.
Good. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for that remark. So, there we go. It is a big stage though, and I'm very grateful for them coming out. I was hoping to be joined by my friend Midriff Bulge, my dear friend Midriff Bulge. But she, unfortunately, having not moved off a sofa for 20 years, she's gone and moved to Australia. I mean, I ask you, Buffy, Tufton, Moist and I, who are other friends, we were absolutely flabbergasted. Buffy's a bit like Argyle, rather damp, but without the midges. But we were flabbergasted, but it seems poor Midriff is escaping a criminal rap, as in days of yore. She's been charged with indecent exposure for desperately misunderstanding the instruction to pay and display in the Tesco car park. Car park! That takes me back to the parking lot. I can do it without my list. I think I've got that. I haven't done that. Yeah, about there. Parkinson pluses. Yeah, good for me. So there are some pluses to Parkinson's. A few. I am a serial committee member. I have been for many years the chairman of the Surrey Association for Lonely, Misplaced or Non-Domiciled Scots, SALMONDS, Alex for short. I think we've got some of us have got there. We had to reform as Nicola, the nearly or never independent. We're a very broad church and experienced fence sitters. Nearly or never independent Caledonian Old Ladies Association. We then had a thankfully brief rebrand as USAF, the Youthful Older Ultra Scotia Affiliated Females. We tried HUMSA, but we could do nothing with the Z whatsoever. No. And now we're saddled with SWINny, Scottish women in need of eternal youth. But in fact, Buffy and Midriff and I have recently formed EFMA, enough First Minister acronyms, FFS. FFS, Friendly Female Society. What did you think it meant for Oh! Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. Nanny would be horrified, absolutely horrified, she really would. She always used to say, every little cuss word, bother, dash and blow, and other little wasp words will send you down below, and I would be down below, not in Australia, I would be with my maker, or the other maker, I suppose. God will be so disappointed if I don't make it to heaven. No, I'm sorry, I'm just taking a drink of water to tell you why I'm pleased to have given up my committees. I had to give them up because I can no longer write minutes, which is actually rather liberating. I was totally committed, they took up 110% of my time. But I can no longer write minutes. There's a little PD mouse has taken over my handwriting, and it gets smaller and smaller and smaller until it dribbles off the page. And there is a knack, apparently. You start big so that you've got somewhere to go. That makes every letter you write look like an eye chart. Dear Sir, at the top. Something in the middle, are you interested in an older female with absolutely no experience? And then the bit at the bottom that's important, your name and address and telephone number, that just dribbles off the page, you know. I do have some new skills. I don't have much of a tremor, except apparently when I'm standing in front of a room full of people trying to be look around and be funny. But I don't have much of a tremor. I think if you measure them on the Richter scale, which is not the measure I think that the Parkinson people use. But if you measure it on the Richter scale, I'm about a 0.01. But I am always the epicenter, of course. But I can shake a good tin, I can shake a collecting tin. You're not allowed to do that, apparently. There's some rule against it, but see if they can stop me. And the other thing I could do is I can make a very good martini, shaken, not stirred. And the other thing I love, that I can still do, and it's been apparent for the last 30 minutes, I love to blether. I love a chat over a convivial glass of something. And so that's what we're coming to now. It's guest time. I'm going to find my trumpet, which is a cheap show. We haven't got a trumpet because I can't play the trumpet. Ladies and gentlemen, it is guest time. Would you please welcome to the stage Mr. Kjartan Poskitt. Let me see. Now, some of you won't know the name Kjartan, let alone Kjartan Poskitt, so let's start with the Kjartan. Have a seat, have a seat. Oh, good, thank you very much. Top and tail. I think you prefer a beer, wouldn't you? I can't open those. There you go. I'm going to have a cocktail. Whoops, no, I'm not. Like the before again. No, so Kjartan Poskitt. So,
You're going to get a word out of me.
you will. You will. So, Kjartan is not a Yorkshire name, is it really? It starts KJ. Tell me about Kjartan.
No, I'm thoroughbred Yorkie. I was born in York, or a mile from York. My name's Icelandic. My mother found it in a book. On the honeymoon, they were married August the 15th, 1955. I was born May the 15th, 1956. And now you're all doing that. The answer's yes.
And that's where Kjartan comes from. It must be quite difficult.
That's Dale Saga. That's right, yeah.
Oh, good, good. Well, now I've got that. Now I'm going to tell them all about what you do. So Kjartan writes children's books. He writes plays. He writes music. He is a math magician, which he's going to show you in a minute. And he's basically a polymath. So first of all, start with the books. So you've written what you can call a trilogy.
Oh, look at you.
Called The Runaway Pea. It took me hours to read these. So tell me about, I mean, you've had The Runaway Pea, then you have to write a follow-up, The Runaway Pea Left Behind, and The Runaway Pea Washed Away. I mean, it's difficult to write a trilogy about a pea, I imagine.
Yes. It was. Basically, I've done books I've sort of finished. But a lovely friend who I'd worked with many years before in publishing had just got into children's books. And they said, we'll chat about children's books and picture books in particular. And we met. I don't normally need a microphone in a room this size, but anyway. We met in the bar at King's Cross Station. And she said, can you think of any ideas for a book you know, for a picture book. And on the back of a beer mat, I wrote, "It's 6 o'clock, we're ready for tea. Look, what's that? It's a runaway pea. Start of a little adventure." She says, "I think I can sell that." And it was just before lockdown. And then that book came out just at the start of lockdown, and I thought, little picture book, thought nothing of it. And it's my best-selling book in the English language. And in 2020, every child starting school in England, Northern Ireland, Wales and Scotland got a copy of that book to start them reading.
Isn't that extraordinary? Absolutely extraordinary.
The problem was that book went off and said, "Can you do another one?" I said, "It's just a pea, it hasn't got arms or legs, it's just a pea." And so it took me nearly a year to write the sequel and another year to write the third one. And then after I thought, I'm peed off.
The bee has run away enough. Yeah. Tremendous. But I mean, you write a lot of other books, because you write a lot of maths books too.
Yes.
You used to write the murderous maths, vulgar fractions and all vulgar fractions and aggregates and things like that.
That's the only title you can remember is the
I know.
vulgar fractions.
Yes, it is. I'm sorry. I have a vulgar mind.
Yeah, the murderous maths books. Again, that's going to be a one-off book. I was asked if I could write a book. You know, the Horrible History series and Horrible Sciences. They came out sort of about 30 years ago. And then they asked if I could write one book called Murderous Maths. So I wrote it, and I thought, that's it. And at the time I was a good piano player, that's what I used to do. And then all of a sudden, within months, I said, "This book's going ballistic, can you write another one?" It's a bit like the page thing. I've done it! So all of a sudden, 15 books later, and currently, I have to say, the Chinese have just discovered them, a much maligned country. Every time I get a royalty check, I think twice about China. And what's more, runaway peas in China as well, and they're reading that as well.
That's an interesting thought. It's an interesting picture to have in your mind. A lot of the Chinese children reading about
I get lovely emails as well from little kids, and they always start off with, "Dear Mr. Poskitt, I do apologise for my poor English." It's better than mine.
And so, and there's that, and then you also write plays. A few people here might know Henry the Tudor Dude, which is a wonderful, wonderful musical.
That was a nice noise, thank you. Whoever made that, thank you.
So Henry the Tudor Nude is nude. Henry the Tudor Nude is a play that Kjartan hasn't written and will never write because it's a children's play. Sorry about that. Henry the Tudor Dude is a wonderful musical that's done again the world over.
It's wonderful. I've seen videos written for big amateur companies, and I know there's a few people here who've been involved with the show. But I think my favourite video came from Kenya, where they were doing it in full Tudor costumes in Kenya. How hot was that?
About as hot as this, I should think.
About as hot as this, I thought, yeah. It rocked. They had a 7-piece band, and the whole thing just, I mean, it's a musical, it was brilliant.
Fantastic, fantastic. So having said that you're a maths magician, I'm going to make you do some maths and magic. So do you think you can do that?
Yes, I'm looking. I'm taking my glasses off because they've got a bit steamed. I sit next to you, my glasses have got steamed.
Well, it does happen a lot.
It happens a lot, yes. There we go. Is there somebody here with a phone with a calculator on it who can get it out of the pocket quickly? You don't have to come down the front and somebody quickly say, "Hey, I've got a... Hey, Rabbit Man, is it Rabbit Man? Rabbit Man's our fella. Right, Rabbit Man, can you find the calculator on your phone?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't see you. Can you see the phone from here?
I can, yes, he's got it in his hand.
Yeah, but can you see the screen?
Yes, it says naught.
Well, turn it round so we can't see it. That's the whole point. Right, thank you. Can you please put in any 4 digits? Don't use 0. So 2, 3, 5, 1, something like that. Any 4 digits, yeah?
Yeah.
It's a young person who's just using it with his thumb like that. I can't do that. Okay, multiply by 9 times 9 equals.
Yeah.
You now should have a 5-digit number on the screen.
Yeah.
That bit's not worth clapping. Okay, right. 5-digit. Can you please tell me, not the last digit, just tell me the first 4 digits.
7, 7, 7, 8.
7, 7, 7, 8. Oh, you're an awkward one, aren't you? Hang on a minute.
I do try.
Right, well, your last digit should be another 7.
Correct.
Now, what happens is, I say your last digit should be another 7, you say correct, and they all clap. Can we do that again?
You don't know the other ones, though.
Hey?
You don't know the ones in between, you just know the last one.
You just told me what the ones in between, now, we read them out.
Oh, sorry, it was only 5 digits, wasn't it? Sorry, I wasn't concentrating. Sorry.
Would you like to know how I do it?
Yes,
Thank you, there you go. If you get any number, multiply it by 9. If you add up the digits in the answer, the total of the digits in the answer will be a number in the 9 times table. The digits he gave me came to 29, 7, 7, 7 and 8. So how much do I add on to get to the next number in the 9 times table, which is 36. I had on 7. That's all got the exit there.
So you can all play that at home. Kjartan does this for schools and kids who don't want to learn maths.
Yeah.
And he goes and does maths magic, and they all think that maths is actually quite interesting. They're waving at me, which means we've got to go to an end. I'm very sorry.
Okay.
But ladies and gentlemen, will you give Kjartan Poskitt a huge round of applause? Thank you very much. Stay there, because you can entertain them.
Oh, I'm staying here.
Yes, you are. There's some gin flavoured with bog myrtle, which is rather rude sounding, but it's very. I'm just going to give out some thank yous and surprises. So first of all, thank you to Betty. Hold on to the list, Betty, because I'm going to ask you one more thing. Thank you to Donald, my disruptor, and my computer man. Well done. Thank you very much indeed. I'll take my rabbit because you've been very disrupted. I'm going to thank. There's somebody over here who's dancing really well. Who's dancing really well? This lady here. Thank you very much for dancing so well. Yes. Who else can I go? I've got my team have got that. That's very good. There's somebody else I spoke to. Oh, I know. The man I was going to marry. There we go. Can I also say a huge thank you to everyone here at Greenside, which is a wonderful venue. We've been very happy to be here. And also to my extraordinary team, Kieran, Ellie and Judith, and also Peter and Jack, who they say it's a one-woman show, but you need a huge back support, better than Strong Does It. It's just amazing. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you all for coming. I hope you're going to leave what we call a gladsome mind, like the hymn says. Let us with a gladsome mind. Some of you are glad you came. Some of you wish you hadn't, but all of you are very glad it's almost over. Betty, what's the last thing on your list?
Well, why?
No, what's the last thing on your list, Betty?
Why?
Oh, I see. Sorry, the question why. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Why are you all here, for goodness sake? When I was first diagnosed, a medical friend of mine said to me, how can they tell? And I said, because I can't do this. And she said, why would you want to do that? It's a very complex movement, which is a fair enough remark, really. And I thought about it, and I don't really want to play the castanets, though this one would be quite good at it now, actually, or imitate a lobster. But the one thing I really can't do, which is a great shame, is I cannot sing the birdie song. So this whole indulgent evening is just so that you will sing the birdie song with me one last time, and it will be one last time. You've probably tried to wipe it from your memory. It's very easy. Do 4 of these, 4 wingy things, 4 hip wiggles and 4 claps. And I think we found the worst possible recording that you could ever find, actually. It's going to come in a minute. You can stand up or sit down or do it however you want, but get ready with your hands. Here, is it dreadful? Ready with your hands? Midriff asked me to take a facey, Johnson, which is a great friend. A facey, if you could just look this way. Where are we? Oh, no, I've got it the wrong way around, that's right. There we go. Found it, there we go. Lovely. And if you maybe could take some more, that would be great. But I'm just about to leave. As you go out, entirely voluntarily, but I will be shaking a bucket very skillfully, not kicking it, in aid of Parkinson's UK Edinburgh branch, which is fantastically supportive to those of us who have Parkinson's. So just if you feel like it, and there's also someone with a tippy-tappy machine if you've only got a card. But thank you very much for coming. Nanny always used to say, before you leave, remember your P's and Q's. So thank you very much for having me. I wish somebody had.